Hey guys, in the last video I mixed up some Coolant 2290 flood coolant to replace the existing Cool Mist that I had been using for about 8 or 9 months. I really wasn't happy with the way it was staining my parts, so I decided to go with something different. Now with the Cool Mist, you simply mixed it 4 ounces per gallon of water. I thought that would be pretty simple to do and keep the right pH level, and I found out over those 8 or 9 months that somehow it was getting off. So with the Coolant 2290, I decided to go ahead and invest in a refractometer so that I could keep better track of the new coolant going into the tank as well as the old coolant that was already in the tank. So in order to do that, with Chris's help, I came up with this flood coolant mixture calculator. Now, not only will this help me figure out how much coolant I need to mix with a gallon of water to keep the right dilution percentage, but also it's going to help me when I need to replenish my tank in the future. So let's kind of go over it. I touched on it a little bit in the last video, but I thought it would probably be best to have a separate video just to kind of show you how it works. So over here to the side, I put a few of the popular coolants out there and what refractive index I could come up with for them. The Coolant, which is what I'm using, is a 1.3 refractive index. So you simply just type that in this column. If you're using Qual Chem, you can put in 5. What dilution percentage that you're looking for and trying to achieve? Somewhere between 8 to 10% for the Coolant. I think Chris runs his at 10%, and I'm going to try to run mine at around 8%, but we'll see. So you put in 10%. As we can see, for a gallon, we're going to need 12.8 ounces of coolant. And this will give us a Brix reading of about 7.69%. So let's say we're going to mix 10 gallons. We're going to need 128 ounces of coolant to maintain the 10% and give us a Brix reading of 7.69%. Well, that's pretty easy when you're mixing new coolant, but if you've been running your machine for a while and you lose a little coolant to the machining process or some evaporation and you need to replenish your coolant, this is where the coolant calculator, I think, really comes in handy. So we know we need 10 gallons, and we use our little dipstick to check and see what our remaining gallons are. Let's say it's 5. So we're about half empty. And we take our refractometer and we get a reading of, let's say, 5.0 on the Brix scale. We know our index needs to be 1.3, so our dilution percentage of our current coolant is around 7%. So we're going to have to bump that up to get it to our 10%. And we also see that we have 41.6 ounces remaining of coolant. So we're going to have to add about 87 ounces to get it back up to where it was originally. Now if we want to adjust our dilution percentage, then you can see it makes all the changes and we don't have to add as much coolant. But you can see that this calculator just makes it a little bit easier to figure out what you need to add to get your coolant and keep it maintained at the right refractive index. And hopefully that'll keep the pH levels correct and the coolant lasting as long as possible. So if you're interested in this flood coolant mixture calculator, I will post a Dropbox link in the video description and you're free to download it. If you have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to comment. If you're interested in any of my CNC conversion plans, you can find those available on the website. I'm still working on some projects around the house, and I'm hopefully going to get back on Precision Matthews and finish up the belt drive, and then I'm going to be doing some conversion and updating the machines with some servo motors, so stay tuned for that. So thanks for watching the videos. Please subscribe, and most importantly, be safe.